Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Oh, hell. They done rolled Granddaddy back out. He doped up. He off all kind of medication. Yeah, they done put them gas station dick pills in his drink. Oh, boy. They done rolled him back out. They woke him up. Oh, boy.
Injustice in the law, including some of the largest newspapers in America. We see the apparent glee some of our politicians express. That's while watching immigrants who are in this country legally, torn from the arms of their family, dragged away in handcuffs.
Same script.
From the only home they've ever known. Look, folks, we can't sugarcoat this. These are dark days.
These are dark days. No, dark days for liberals. Yeah. Probably a 4-year holiday for conservatives. You know, I tell you, man, you just can't make this. I'm going to just read some of the comments underneath this post since we're at this point. And they done rolled Granddaddy back out on these gas station dick pills. It says, dark days, Joe Biden. I think he's talking about his mental status. I'm reading off anonymous comments right now. I really am. Isn't this the same guy who preemptively pardoned his son before his term was up? Oh, boy. Did he really say immigrants handcuffed and dragged away from their families and home they have ever known? Just let that sink in. Oh, boy. Correction, there were dark days. We are now healing. Correction, there were dark days. We are now finally healing. Oh, boy. And hold on, don't worry. It gets worse. Check this out.
Are meant to be a valid check
Look at this.
on the excesses of other branches of government.
Oh, look at this.
Especially when Congress and our executive overreach and run afoul of our constitutional and institutional safeguards, as they are doing now. I'm proud I've appointed judges doing their best to be independent, fair, and impartial.
Yeah, what you auto pen judges, I tell you. Oh, brother auto pen, I tell you.
Respecting the rule of law and upholding the Constitution. I wish I could say same for the executive branch, which seems doing its best to dismantle the Constitution.
Dismantle the Constitution.
I'm being deadly earnest, man.
Look at this. Look at the script they done program Granddaddy on up there. Same crap, man. Same crap. And I love how everybody is calling this out. Even Democrats are calling him out for this. This is good. Yeah. I tell you, man, people are done with you Democrats, and the biggest scandal that just took place in American history. Sent Granddaddy on vacation, let him go to bed, plugged the machine up into the wall, didn't know who was running the country. And now, then when y'all bought him out, y'all had him all doped up and medication up and gave them gas station dick pills, and he still was malfunctioning. Still falling down, didn't know where he was, couldn't get it out. And now they done rolled him back out. And Jill says, you did such a great job, Joe. You answered every last question. Such a good job, Joe. Every last question was answered, Joe. You did such a great job. They ought to put that heifer in jail. They ought to walk that heifer out with her hands behind her back. Elderly abuse. And then everybody needs a pardon. Everybody needed a pardon, huh? Unbelievable.
Seems to be what's going on. You know, and they're doing it all too often with the help of a Congress that's just sitting in the sidelines and enabled by the highest court in the nation.
Look at it.
The rulings they've made. My God. Folks, In our lives, the life of our nation, there are moments so stark that they divide all that came before from everything that followed. Moments that force us to confront hard truths about ourselves, our institutions,
He don't even know where the hell he
and
at.
democracy itself. We see in the law firms bowing to pressure, bending to bullies, instead of staying rooted in justice and the law, including some of the largest newspapers in America. We see in the apparent glee some of our politicians express. That's while watching immigrants who are in this country legally, torn from the arms of their family, dragged away in handcuffs from the only home they've ever known.
Legally. He said
My friends,
legally. I tell you, and we're just gonna debunk the lies once again. You know, they send Granddaddy out here on the same script. I tell you, same script, the same fear mongering, the same propaganda, the same rhetoric, and they put a little bit of them gas station dick pills in his drink so he won't, so he can stay up. Yeah. I tell you, you just can't make this up.
Biden back in the spotlight at the National Bar Association Gala in Chicago, which is the nation's largest and oldest network of predominantly black attorneys and judges. And Biden not missing a chance to throw another dig at President Trump.
not since those tumultuous days in the 1960s has this fight been so existential to who we are as a nation.
Got Granddaddy on them dick pills.
With marginalized groups so dramatically under attack. My friends, we need to face the hard truth of this administration.
Face the hard truth,
It has
Joseph.
been to ease all the gains we've made in my administration. To erase history rather than make it. To erase fairness, equality, to erase justice itself.
Chicago resident and director of the Community Roundtable, Kata Trust, joins me now. Before we continue, Carly, bless you. Are you seeing
Who sneezed?
marginalized
Somebody
groups,
sneezed.
including black Americans, under attack during Donald Trump's first 6 months in office, Kata?
The fact of the matter is we have been under attack. And when I say we, I mean marginalized groups, people of color, more so under this Democratic regime than we've ever been in the past. And we are still suffering the effects of the Democratic Party. One of the reasons that I left the Democratic Party is because I got so tired of the rhetoric such as that we have been hearing, telling us that you guys are the best for us. You have provided the best services for us. Let me tell you something. Here in Chicago, which is a democratically run city, has been for a long time, we have watched our city disintegrate underneath the Democratic Party. And the current leadership is no different. Right now, we're watching our mayor attempt to tax the wealthy. We've seen these measures happen before. We know that they don't necessarily work. I think that's why, as elected officials, you have to be careful of the promises that you make while you're on the campaign trail, because taxing the wealthy is not going to be what brings us out of the budget deficit. He's going to have to look at raising taxes in spite of the fact that he promised us he wouldn't.
Let's get into what you just said. The Chicago Tribune actually slamming your mayor, Mayor Brandon Johnson, arguing his policies will force business out of the Windy City. And to the specific thing that you mentioned, the article saying, quote, the city ought to be in the business of encouraging the private sector to employ more people, not giving businesses more reasons to reduce their headcount by once again focusing only on economically destructive taxes. Johnson risks a reprise of last year's 11th hour budget crisis. And this is all about a corporate head tax, which taxes businesses based upon the number of people that they employ, all to close this budget deficit that you mentioned. To me, that's a recipe, and I think you would agree, for driving businesses out of Chicago. If you're taxing them for employing people, that's going to drive the businesses away, and they're going to employ less people. I mean, the ones that stay are going to employ fewer people. So is this the moment where Chicago residents say, look, we're done with Democrats. It's time to bring in Republicans to fix this fiscal mess?
Well, I think that one of the things that we're saying here in Chicago is that we're definitely tired of what we're currently seeing, and we need something different. And those changes, may be Republican or it may be independent candidates, but certainly it is not going to be to the guise of the Democratic Party. We've seen that fail. And when you talk about, one of the reasons I think that our mayors have been so welcoming to some of the migrants here in Chicago is because so many people are leaving Chicago because of safety, because of
not just Chicago, a lot of these places, they run everybody out, man. Yeah, Democrats are done, man. I don't know why we got to keep going through this. They ought to put this brother here, this Afro Daddy Mohawk, in handcuffs. Him and a lot of others. They need to go down there in California. They need to go down there all over the place, man. I'm telling you, they running everybody out of these places. And then I got to see y'all ride on the freeway in traffic because everybody that migrated down here to Texas and Houston. Unbelievable. 1, 2 o'clock, 12 o'clock, it's traffic everywhere. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, traffic everywhere. And most of y'all don't have no license, no insurance, nothing. Riding around driving. And half of y'all don't know how to drive. So it's accidents, y'all then got it's hazards everywhere all over the street. Some of y'all then dropped a whole mattress, paint all on the freeway. I tell you, man. So everybody's down here in Texas because they just ran away from all these other places. They're running everybody out. Crime, prices, everything just through the roof. People can't survive. Can't even walk down the street and feel safe.
Rising costs and the fact that people are just not happy with the school system. And so by raising the taxes,
they're not happy with nothing. Approval rating, his approval rating is what? Last time, I'm telling you, it's lower than this now, but it was a 6.6. How do you have a 6.6 approval rating?
On the wealthy and keeping them from being able to really employ people is just going to cause not only those businesses to leave, but also more citizens to leave.
If he hadn't given hundreds upon hundreds of millions of dollars to the illegals and had given that money to the residents that live, breathe, work, die in the city of Chicago, maybe he wouldn't be in the budget deficit that he is, and maybe he wouldn't have people fleeing. Gotta trust. Thanks for staying on this. We appreciate it as always. Have a great week.